So today we're going to be learning about Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards, they're pretty cool, but it's a lot to understand when you first get into it. So today I have found this from the official Pokemon stuff of a guide of how to play the TCG. So let's get started. So first, you know, you're going to need, I think, a deck of 60 or 70. Um, and this image that I'm showing right now is like all of the things on it and like what they are. So you guys that for a second? Alright. So, before the game begins, you will need a plate mat, which I am going to print some, and I'll be supplying. You guys have choices, there'll be two of each. Um, and I'll be also supplying deck boxes, which can hold your cards. Um, so, each player unfolds and lays out a play mat, which that's going to be real. You really need, I think you have to have. Each player shuffles their deck, then places on the play mat. So, like, if you're playing a card game, whatever, of course. Then you flip a coin, see who goes first. It's not like rock, paper, scissors, or whatever. So, and these show like your prize cards on one end, the bottom is your bench, the top middle is your active spot, and then the discard pile, then your deck here. Um, Before the game begins, oh yeah, that's okay. So part two is then both players follow these steps. Draw 7 cards. Step 2: play a basic Pokemon to the active spot. This will be your active Pokemon when you start the game. So basic, it would say like in the little top corner, or if you see right here, it says basic, so that's where you'll see it. Step 3 is get aside 6 cards from the top of your deck. These are your prize cards. You're ready, and then you're ready to start the game. So, thing is, what people wonder, what can you do on your turn? So, of course, draw a card, which you would get from your deck, of course. Then put any basic Pokemon onto your bench, which think of it as like baseball, like where they're on the bench in the side, and then once somebody's out, they come in. Uh, you can attach one energy card to one of your Pokemon. So I was bringing cards to show that. Um, Retreat your active Pokemon, so that means like the energy you have will be retreated. Like you can use it to retreat that Pokemon with the certain amount it needs. Evolve your Pokemon. Uh, we'll get into that a little bit later. Then play trainer cards. We'll also get that into later. But you can only put one supporter per turn. Then attack with the active Pokemon if you cannot attack till opponent's your turn is over. Okay, play basic Pokemon to your bench. You can put more basic Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn. So as you can see, they have like from the hand, putting basic on the bench, and your bench can only hold up to 5 max. So what can you do during your turn still? Attach one energy card. Attach one energy card per turn to one of your Pokemon in play. That energy stays with the Pokemon and powers its attack. From now on, Skiddo can now use its Vine Whip attack. So if you see here, these are attacks, it shows it right from there. And if you see like the star symbol, that means it can use any type of energy. So like it says, so it shows one leaf energy, which your required leaf is. If you have one that attached to it, it can do the Vine Whip. If it shows you don't have 2 like under it, so you can't do Smash Kicks. So it requires 2 energy of any type. It says, of course. Bigger attacks need bigger and more energy, so that makes sense. Switching your Pokemon. Once per turn, you can discard attach to your active Pokemon to bring it back to your bench. Your Pokemon tree card shows how much energy to discard. Move one of your benched Pokemon up to the active spot to become your new active Pokemon. These two steps happen at the same time, so you can still switch if your bench is full. Evolving your Pokemon. Solve your Pokemon to evolve your Pokemon. To evolve a basic Pokemon, place a Stage 1 Pokemon on top of the basic Pokemon card. Keep all damage counters with energy and energy with the Pokemon. If you if you cannot evolve a Pokemon on the you cannot evolve a Pokemon on the turn you play it. It can evolve on the next turn. Some Stage 1 Pokemon can evolve once more to Stage 2 Pokemon. Evolving a Pokemon counts as playing it, so you must wait until your next turn to evolve it a second time. Playing trainer cards. To play a trainer card, follow all the instructions listed on the card. After you played a trainer card, put it in your discard pile. Trainer chip. If there are different types of trainer cards, including the item cards and supporter cards. During your turn, you can play as many items as you want, but you can only play only one supporter card per turn. So say like on the corner, or whatever, supporter or item. So attacking. Choose an attack. Make sure you have the right energy. Yeah, that's a good thing to know. Put damage counters to your opponent's Pokemon. The number to the right of the attack tells you how much damage it does. Some attacks don't do damage, but they have other effects. Follow the instructions. Then this goes into weakness and resistance. Weakness causes a Pokemon to take more damage from a certain attack. Resistance causes it to take less damage. If the energy symbol next to a Pokemon's weakness is in the lower left corner of the card, matches the type of the opponent's attacking Pokemon, it will take double damage that attacks similarly. If the type matches the energy symbol next to the resistance, it will take 30 less damage. Gives you a little thing here. Knockout. A Pokemon is knocked out when it has damage counters equal to its HP. When a Pokemon is knocked out, it goes to the discard pile. Take a prize card when you knock out your opponent's Pokemon. That's how you keep score. After you attack, or if you can't, the turn is over. Tipped. When your opponent knocks out one of your Pokemon, put that Pokemon in the discard pile. Then choose one of your benched Pokemon and move it up to the active spot to become your new active Pokemon. Winning the game. Victory. When you have knocked out your opponent's last Pokemon on the playmat, or when you take your last prize card to win. Trade type. You can also win if the opponent's deck runs out of cards. If they don't have a card to draw at the beginning of their turn, victory is yours. And then a few things I want to mention is there are EX cards and like different kind of like special cards. I believe they would have different things like I believe so. I think like there are some like back in Sword and Shield there were V cards. There would be basic ones, or there could be evolved ones, which would be, I believe, the same thing as regular evolving. But always make sure if it's a basic or and there can be so there could be 3 evolutions for some of them too as well. And some places you can get the Pokemon cards are GameStop, Target, Dollar Tree if you're lucky, but that's rare. Walmart, but that's kind of hard. We've tried so many times. Kroger, they usually have, some do, some don't. There are random spots, but and Meijer too. So, and be careful of fake ones. That's pretty common. and always make sure you're paying a good amount. There's many uh of uh user items that you could use to make sure that their round price is the same. And you can also go to your local trading card store to get singles, trade in, or buy packs, or even do local tournaments. Um, yeah. So I just um, so yeah, that is basically it. That concludes. Oh, actually, do you have any questions to ask current